So here's a wild thought experiment. What if Venus wasn't the planet we know today, but instead a giant rocky world, a so-called mega-Earth, maybe 5 times the mass of our own planet? Venus sits closer to the Sun, about 0.7 times Earth's distance, and it already gets almost twice as much sunlight as we do. Replacing it with a much bigger Earth-like planet would completely change how the inner solar system works. Let's break down what that would mean for its appearance, its climate, and the long-term stability of our neighborhood in space. From our perspective, the change would be obvious. Venus is already one of the brightest objects in our sky. A planet with 1.5 times Earth's radius would reflect much more sunlight, especially if it had clouds like present-day Venus. That would make it appear bigger and brighter than we've ever seen, sometimes even visible in broad daylight. So the evening star we're used to would turn into something much closer to a second moon in brightness. Though still a planet, of course. Life on that world? Forget it. At Venus's orbit, the sunlight is nearly double Earth's. A massive rocky planet there would likely hold on to a thick atmosphere thanks to its stronger gravity. That sounds protective, but in reality it makes things worse. The planet would almost certainly fall into a runaway greenhouse effect. Hotter, denser, and more extreme than even present-day Venus. We're talking temperatures far above the melting point of lead, and atmospheric pressures dozens, maybe hundreds of times higher than Earth's. A mega-Earth at Venus's orbit would probably be the most hostile terrestrial planet in the solar system. But what about us? Would Earth be safe with such a heavyweight neighbor so close? In the short term, yes. Even though the new planet would be 6 times as massive as Venus, the gravitational effect on Earth would still be tiny compared to what the moon does every day. Our tides, our orbit, even our day length would barely notice the difference. The real changes happen slowly over long timescales. A heavier planet in Venus's orbit would subtly tug on Earth's orbit and tilt. Over millions of years, that could shift climate cycles or make Earth's path around the Sun a little less stable than it is today. And that's where things get interesting. The inner solar system is already chaotic if you look far enough ahead. Small shifts add up over millions or billions of years. With a mega-Earth pulling at Mercury, Earth, and Mars, the risk of instability goes up. Mercury in particular would be in trouble. Its small mass makes it sensitive to gravitational nudges, and with a massive planet so close, its orbit could drift or even cross paths with other planets. For Earth, it's less dramatic, but the long-term odds of major orbital changes would rise. So while Earth would be fine for now, fast forward hundreds of millions of years, and the inner solar system might look very different. To sum it up, replacing Venus with a mega-Earth would give us an incredible sight in the sky, brighter and larger than anything we've ever seen. The planet itself would be a superheated, crushing greenhouse world, even less hospitable than Venus is today. For Earth, the short-term impact would be minimal, but the long-term gravitational effects could push the inner solar system toward instability. So the good news, no instant apocalypse. The bad news, over cosmic timescales, a heavyweight neighbor could completely rewrite the solar system's future.